Hello, my friends, and welcome to episode 160 of the Kiss Army Nation podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Pasquale Veri.
And I am Claudio Spera. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Our goal is to have every host from Podcast Rock City. We had the wise one, Sonny Pooni, and the rock star, Joey Cassada. And now all we're missing is the Homer, Joe Pollo, because we have on our show the goddess of thunder herself, Leigh Westee. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on, my friend.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's so nice to see you, Leigh. So thank you so much for being here with us.
I'm delighted.
You know, as Pas was saying, on this episode, we're going to do something that we did already with Sonny. So we're going to discuss actually various topics covered on both of our shows. But first, we want to learn more about you.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. Because, I've been listening to Podcast Rock City now, I think for 4 years, as long as this show has been around. And every once in a while, Leigh, we learn something new about you, a little piece of information here and there. Like, for example, you were part of the first all-female Kiss tribute band.
Yes,
I knew that from the show, but I don't know the details. So can you tell us a little bit about that? How did that band form?
Wow. Okay. So I'll start with in my childhood in the 70s, me and my friend would put on concerts, in the basement with the tennis rackets,
Yeah.
And I was always Gene. And I even held the racket like a bass. Like I was just always imitating Gene. Back then we didn't have a lot of video, but the pictures I knew it, I did the tongue and I knew what he was doing. So as I got older and we had more video, I just know Gene's moves, I just know how he moves and everything. So, I've always wanted to learn bass, but I had a lot of things I did, like I became a dentist. That took a lot of time. And then I had to get my practice going in my career. And so that I never did learn bass. So then about 39 years old, I saw that Spencer's was selling the Punisher.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy that for myself. And that'll make me learn. Because I'll have this expensive thing that I don't know how to play.
You gotta use it. I have to use it.
So I literally bought one. I think it says 1998. So I think that's when I bought it. So I would, I know the Kiss songs so well, like the bass lines, that I just found the notes. Like I don't read music. I just do it by ear. And then I figured out how to write tablature, like how to, find the notes and write it down. Because I didn't, we didn't have a computer to print off stuff back then or anything.
Right.
So I just started teaching myself Kiss songs, Strutter, Deuce, they're not real difficult. So I just kind of did it here and there. Like I wasn't overly serious. And then in that time I was going to Kiss expos a lot and I would dress up and that's where, the Goddess of Thunder came from.
Right.
That was like alter ego that actually started in the Kiss Online chat room. That was my name. That's how that started.
Okay.
So then I started dressing up at Kiss expos. So I didn't really know anything about tribute bands, and I did see my first one in the mid 90s is when I first saw a tribute band. And when I saw it, all I could think to myself was, I could do that. I could do that so easy. I just can't play bass, So that was a little before I bought the bass. So I forgot that part.
I need backing tracks. Tracks.
Yeah, I was like, I know I could do that. I just don't know how to play. So I'm screwed, but I could do the part. So anyway, I bought the bass. I learned some songs. So come around going to these expos, I met, and then I had the goal. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if it was an all-girl band? I don't think there are any, there weren't any. And there weren't that many tribute bands back then anyways. But so then I started going, going to these expos. I met these girls from Cincinnati that were all dressed up. And I was like, wow, you guys look great. And they're like, we're a tribute band. And I'm like, you're a tribute band? And they go, yeah. So I started becoming friends with them. And they're in Cincinnati and I'm in Atlanta. They had a male ace at the time. They couldn't find a female ace. They already had a Gene, and I was like, that's, oh well, So I kept in touch with them. But then Howie, who was the Gene at the time, she called me and she's like, So we've decided that I'm going to learn lead guitar and be Ace, and you're going to be Gene. And I'm like,
Nice.
okay.
There you go.
You
Now
know,
we're
and I was
talking.
like,
Now
well,
we're
she,
talking.
her boyfriend, who was the Ace, was going to teach her lead guitar, and she was going to be Ace. So I was like, okay, I better start practicing. So I mean, hours every night practicing, you know. And then I would go back and forth to Cincinnati, which is about a 6.5-hour drive.
Wow.
To practice.
Wow.
About twice a month, and I'd stay all weekend, and we'd play till I was literally bleeding, you know.
So you must have a natural talent for playing. I mean, I picked up the guitar, I took guitar lessons, I practiced every day for 3 years, and I was okay.
Right.
I'm at school, some kid picks it up after a month, he's playing shows. I just quit. I couldn't do it. I don't have that natural talent or the ear for it.
I think I do, because my brother's real musical. He can play anything. My other brother can sing really good, and I think we just have it in us. And I knew the song so well, it was like easy for me to find the notes. I don't know, it was just really easy.
It's incredible that you just picked up a guitar, then got into a tribute band and started playing with them.
Yeah. And I really didn't know how to play that well when my first few shows. So we made our own costumes, of course, because back then you couldn't just go on, you know.
Yeah.
So we made all our own costumes and everything. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. My first few shows, they called me Stone Gene, because I was so worried about playing, and then playing bass and singing is really a weird brain thing. I can't even explain it unless you've tried, because the bass line is not the tune usually. So you're trying to sing the tune, because of course I had to sing lead on a few songs. So I'm trying to sing and play. So I was so worried about that. And I would video every single show, and like, oh my God, I didn't even stick my tongue out once, you know, like I really studied like what I was doing wrong. And, you know, within a few years, you know, I got really good, like where I would practice in the dark to try not to look at the fretboard, you know, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I got pretty good, you know. I had another Gene that I was friends with, a guy, he taught me to breathe fire in his backyard.
Nice.
And you did it? You did it at shows?
I did it. I did it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I sure did.
And how long did it last? Are you guys still playing?
I think our first practice with them was like in 2003, and then our first show was like 6 months later. You can only imagine. So it was a little rough, you know, at the beginning, but it was so fun. My God. Nice. So about 2003, and I think 2010 was our last show. Okay. And it just kind of organically just kind of faded, like everybody.
Yeah.
You know. So, but it was a wonderful time, man. We played Kiss Expos. We got flown around the country a few times. We opened for the Iron Maidens.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a great time. We were in the Kiss magazine, that magazine they had for a while. So it was a great time.
Yeah. You guys were big.
Yeah, we were the first girls.
Yeah.
What was the name of the band, Leigh?
Black Diamond Girls.
Oh, nice. Good.
Because there was another Black Diamond out in Vegas, and they sent us an email because we were just going by Black Diamond. They're like, you need to change your name. And we're like, says who? You don't own it either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just have your lawyer call us. But anyway, we just started going by Black Diamond Girls.
Nice.
Now, I heard on the show, I think I heard on the show that as a result of playing in that band, you got to work with Kiss or had some experiences with the band somehow?
I mean, we didn't work for them, but we went to a show in Cincinnati together in our costumes, and we got to go backstage.
Okay.
And get our photo and everything.
Okay, because there's pictures of you guys with the band in full makeup and everything. Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah,
that's what I saw.
Met him several times, but Gene asked me who made. He was interested. Who made your costume? Like, I guess he wanted to be sure I wasn't, you know, someone wasn't selling costumes. I said, I made it. He's like, oh, and then he grabbed the wing and signed it, like without even asking me. Like, of course I want him to. It's funny. He just grabbed it and just.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Beautiful. Leigh, you know, it's also obvious, you know, from watching the show and actually looking at your beautiful background there, that you're an avid, you know, Kiss collector. So so much so that Glamlight sent you their makeup kit to promote. So how did that happen? Did you contact them or they contacted you?
No, so during the pandemic, I got into TikTok because I was so bored, literally. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I can do some stupid crap on there, you know? So it was just me and my friend were just so bored. So we would do these videos on the weekends. So one of them I did was me sitting there by my pinball machine. And the trend was you would throw a shoe in the air. And then when it would land, you would turn into something else, like a, you know,
I remember
be
that. Yeah,
scuzzy, and then you'd be all dressed up or whatever. So I'm like, I'm going to do my dragon boot. You know what I mean? So this video is me. I have red dragon boots, but that was my friend made those for me because I wanted my own Goddess of Thunder costume. But so I threw the boot up in the air and became Gene Simmons, and that was the video. I mean, it was nothing great, but it's got like 37 million views.
Wow.
I mean, stupid. I mean, the comments every day, I still get comments. I mean, it's just like, why? It's not even that spectacular. You know? And then I did some other videos. Like I also do a Pennywise the Clown. I have a whole prosthetic. It takes me about 4 hours to do it. I have a bunch of those videos that did really well on there. But so I guess Glamlight saw that video because they emailed me and said they'd love to send me the kit. And I'm like, really? I was like, sure, yeah, I'll take it. And they sent me the whole thing. I mean, a whole big box. It's really cool.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
And then going back into collecting. So how and when did you get into collecting stuff?
Oh, when I was 11.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff's from my childhood. Yeah, 1975 when my brother brought home the Alive album is when it all started, and I blame him. I blame my older brother, you know, because I just saw it and I was like, "What's that?" You know, and I took it, and that was it for me. So I started, you know, my parents let me put the posters up all over my room. I would put the makeup on all the time. You know, I had the dolls, the lunchbox, you know, all that stuff. That's when it started. Wow. And it just never went away. I mean, I don't know why. It just won't go away.
Yeah.
Do you continue to buy a lot of stuff, or
I've kind of slowed down because as everyone knows, I'm not way into the current lineup that I tolerate it. So if it's Tommy and Eric, I just don't, it's not part of my collection, honestly.
Okay.
Being honest, I'm not gonna bad talk, but I tolerate it. But my heart is the original 4.
Okay.
So, and I love the vintage stuff, and I have a lot of the Spencer's stuff from when Spencer's was doing that, you know, in the 90s and stuff, 2000s. So, and then the pinball, that was a buddy of mine probably 20 years ago who needed money really bad, and he's like, "I'll sell you my pinball for what I paid for it, like $800 or something." And I'm like, "I'll be right over." I didn't even have $800, but I scraped it up. I scraped it up real quick.
Wow.
Yep. So yeah, I got some good stuff. I love
what would you say is your most prized possession
besides my pinball?
Okay.
I have 2 parts of Paul's broken guitar, which I have a body from one show and the neck from another show.
Okay.
I got beat up bad in order to get that, so I'm pretty proud of it.
You remember that?
Yes, I'll never forget it. I mean, people were pounding me on the back, and just it was bad, but I got it.
Wow.
I have some blood cups. Gene would drink the blood and throw the cup, and I have those. I love my Magic Market cups. I have all, and I have my right in front of me here, my Alive 2 posters that were on my wall as a kid, and I got them all signed one by one. I got them signed.
Nice.
So they're all signed, and they're right in front of me. So.
Those are beautiful.
Those are beautiful. Yeah.
Do you remember which shows did you get the guitar neck and the body from?
One was in Texas. I traveled a lot during the farewell tour, and farewell tour.
Yeah.
I traveled a lot. I saw about 10 shows, and my friend in Texas was one of them. And the other one, I'm trying to think. I can't even remember where the other one. I have the tickets with them.
Okay.
But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And Tommy Thayer put us up front at that show, and then Doc McGee put us up front at another show because we were dressed up.
Oh, of course. Right. Yeah.
Back then there wasn't like VIP and all this, so he would just say, "Go sit up front." Like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, Leigh, I want to go back a little bit to Podcast Rock City,
Yeah.
because one thing I don't know is, how long you've been involved with the show. Because I know it's been around for 10 years.
Yes.
So when and how did you get involved with that show?
So I founded that show, actually.
You did?
Yes. Me, Joe Pollo, my really great friend Rick, God rest his soul, and his son Trey. And the four of us started it. And we didn't even know what we were doing. Like back then, the technology, like we just, nobody had a laptop, we were just, we didn't know what we were doing, So we did a bunch of episodes, and the really old ones are on YouTube. If you go like search oldest on the Podcast Rock City, you'll find the really old ones.
Okay.
They're really fun. But yeah, I founded it. And then Rick and I were like, we were just so frustrated with the technology. We're like, screw this, and Joe said, I'm going to keep it going. We're like, okay, so Joe kept it going all these years. So then I saw Joe out at some event, and I was like, hey, Joe, if you ever need me to come back on, let me know. I'm available. And he's like, I actually do. Somebody left. So I was back on.
Back in.
Back on. So.
Oh man, something you guys started, 10 years ago, didn't know what you were doing, and it's still going strong.
Joe, I give that to Joe, man. He kept it going hard. Good for him.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it.
He does, and back then my favorite one was we did a really great interview with Dale, who I'm friends with, Dale Torborg. I remember that was a really fun interview.
So would you say that's your favorite episode of the series?
Probably from back then, yeah.
What about now? Anything recent that stands out?
I don't know if anything stands out, but I've been really having a fun time. Like Sonny and Joey with their little clash is so funny to me. Like they're just like, come on, guys. That's so funny to me. I love it. They're really funny. And Joey sent us all like this little snow globe with a picture of himself for Christmas. It's just, I love them. They're really funny guys.
So how do you feel going from, recording episodes to going live?
I don't mind the live. It's fun because we get the comments, like the live comments and everything. But I can go either way. It doesn't bother me either way. Like I didn't know if you guys were live or not. I have no idea.
Yeah, we're always recorded.
Are you? Okay.
I don't know. I gotta try live once, but it's I don't know.
It's fun. You
It's
know, you can't go back. But
yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go back and fix it. But
yeah, that's it. And I mess up a lot, believe me.
No, you don't. Come on.
So what was the strangest thing to have happened on the show in the time that you were there?
Strangest? I don't know. I have to think about that. Nothing too bad. I'll have to really think about that one a little more, but no, nothing too bad.
Okay. And any other memorable guests that you guys have interviewed? I know you've done Bruce Kulick.
Not when I was on. I didn't get to do Bruce. We're really trying to get Ace.
Okay.
That's right.
Joey was on that album. Joey played on that album.
Yeah.
So he's really trying to help us get Ace. So that would be that would be exciting.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm seeing Ace Sunday night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Where's he playing?
He's playing right up the street from me at a little club, a tiny club.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be really great.
That's great. That's great.
I'm excited.
Hey, Leigh, looking at, let's say, like a Kiss fan, a checklist. So you have all the ticks there. So you were playing in an all-female Kiss tribute band, as we discussed before. Yeah. You're a host of a Kiss podcast. You have an impressive collection. And then you said that it all started with Alive, okay, back in 75.
Yeah. Yes.
So what was your initial reaction? Was it more the music? Was the image? Was both? What did it strike you?
The initial was the image, because I didn't even hear the music. I just saw his album and I was like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, and I just glammed onto it. I took it upstairs and I had this little crappy plastic record player with the, you just open it up and I played it and I just fell in love with it. Like from then on, I had to get everything. I had to get I wore to school every day. I would wear a Kiss item, like either a belt buckle or a necklace or a t-shirt. And man, I got picked on. I really did, but I didn't care. Kiss sucks. And I'd be like,
yeah, whatever.
Like I didn't, whatever, But yeah, I had to wear something every single day.
Mm,
But yeah, it was both the music and the look. Just they're like superheroes, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they'd have comic books came out, and it was just back then. It's just hard to explain if you weren't there, you know, what it was like, the mystery, and you know, you just couldn't sit there and get a video out of nowhere. You know, there wasn't a lot of video or TV. You know, it was a big deal when they were on TV.
Yeah.
You know, Phantom of the Park was just a huge deal. Me and my friend, you know, it was a big
Right.
night for us.
Yeah. And I think it got you at the right age. You know, I think
Yeah.
you know it's as you said before, you know, superheroes. So
Yeah,
let
and
me
they were
ask.
putting albums out every 6 months back then.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, like
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
you were a hit, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom. You know, and
yeah.
there went my allowance every time. When the 4 solo albums came out, man, that
There
broke
you
me.
go.
Yeah.
Leigh, let me go a little bit off script here. I'm interested to know, being a fan of the original lineup, did you ever check out on the band? So what happened with you during the non-makeup years? So
I
were
was
you
still there. I
still
went,
there?
yeah, I still went to see them. I like the 80s music. It's just a different feel to me.
Mhm.
But I went a lot of times. I went by myself to concerts, like nobody would go with me. So and I would always meet people, and that's the same thing with the Kiss Expos. I've met some of my best friends at Kiss Expos, like literally still my best friends,
Mhm.
because we get each other, you know.
That's
It's
right.
like, oh, you're just an instant friend.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
and at concerts, I would go by myself, and I'd instantly like be talking to like 5 people, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
yeah,
you know,
I never left.
and speaking of expos and events, you must have some memorable Kiss related gatherings. So can you remember some of those? So what were some of
Oh, Kiss.
those great moments for
Oh,
you?
the Kiss Expos were so fun. They really need to bring them back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they were so fun. So I don't know if you guys knew I was on that TV show, Fan on VH1. Did you know that?
Yeah. I remember that.
Fan
Yeah.
Club.
Yeah.
That was something else. That came out in 2000.
Okay.
So right after that came out, I went to a Kiss Expo like a few months later, and I felt like a celebrity. Like people were like whispering, "There she is," you know, and stuff. And I'm like, "Me?" You know, like they wanted me to sign their history and all this crazy
Wow.
stuff. Like that was something. Yeah, that show was fun. That was a great experience.
You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm sure that you're going to share with me this thought. Not with the band, you know, not touring anymore, and you know, getting actually, you know, done, you know, at the end of the road and everything. You start to reflect a little bit on what Kiss means to us, you know,
Mhm.
as Kiss fans.
Yeah.
So, what does Kiss mean to you?
Whew. Such a big part of my life and friendships, and like it's given me a lot of fun in my life. And I actually thanked Gene when I at that fan club I got to meet Gene during that filming, and I said thank you for just bringing so much fun in my life.
Mhm.
Thank you. And he was like, yeah, it brought me fun too, you know, and it was really cute. But you know, fun, friendship, great music. I know they always say the Kiss is just about the image and not the music isn't that great, but I disagree. That music
The music is great.
kicks. I mean, the music's amazing.
Oh yeah.
And then, you know, they always say, you know, Gene's just a average bass player. That's not true either, because I played those bass lines, and
Yeah.
he really beefs them up in concert too. And that's what I would try to copy, like his beefed up bass lines.
Mhm.
I mean, they're really groovy. A lot
Oh
of
yeah, they
bass
are.
lines, you know.
They are.
So I don't know who's saying their music isn't good, because it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know. And then the whole superhero thing, they're just larger than life. They're just, you know, I have a lot of respect for bands, you know, Led Zeppelin and things like that, but Kiss is just larger than life. That's some superhero stuff that nobody else can touch, you know.
So different, so different.
Yes.
And you know, most of the time we talk about, you know, being so entertaining and so much fun, you know, having, you know, happy memories. But have they been with you during some rough times in your life? Because we all have that. And were they there for you all the time?
Always. I always, when I feel bad, I always put on Kiss music. I've been putting it on a lot lately because I've had some rough patches here.
Okay.
And it still makes me feel better, It
There
brings
you
me back. I really had a great childhood. I mean, we all had things that happened, getting picked on and all this stuff, but I really had a great childhood, and Kiss was a big part of it. And it was a happy time. So it, like, instantly, like, they always ask me what my favorite album is, on Podcast Rock City, we know Leigh's Destroyer, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, because that's the first one that I bought with my own money. And it just brings me back right to that time, So that's usually what I put on. Destroyer, Love Gun, Rock and Roll Over. Those are my, like, go-to.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about the show you were on, because you did mention it, or it was mentioned on the show, Podcast Rock City, but I don't know more than that. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, that was VH1. Back then, they put out an announcement that they were going to do these fan shows, and I think they did a Bon Jovi one, a Kiss one, and something else, and that you could apply, and you could send them an email and apply. So I did. And I kind of told them about myself. I'm a dentist, but I love Kiss. I've been collecting Kiss. I dress up at Kiss conventions, blah, blah, blah. So they emailed me back that they wanted a video, they wanted a video entry. So my friend Rick came over and, like, interviewed me in my house, and we went through. I was at a condo, not here. I was in a condo at the time. I didn't even have the pinball or anything. But we went around and showed all my Kiss stuff. I showed my degrees, my dental degree, and put the makeup on. And they called me and said, we've chosen you as one of the 4 fans. So they said, we're going to come and film you at your house and at work. And meeting Kiss wasn't part of it. It was just literally just a show about the fans.
Okay.
So they came to my house and videoed me and interviewed me and looked at all my stuff. And then they came to where I worked at the dental office and followed me around and interviewed a few of my patients and stuff.
That's lovely.
And that was funny, So then I thought that was it. So then about 2 weeks later, and then they followed me to a Kiss convention. And they showed me putting my makeup on, and some of the other people at the convention. That was really cool. So then a few weeks later, they called me and they said, well, we've decided we want to bring you up to Michigan to a Kiss show to meet Gene backstage. And I literally almost died. I almost died because I had met Gene once before. I went with my friends to this thing called Blaze Fest. It was 1994, right before the reunion. And we stayed in the same hotel as Kiss. So I got to meet Gene and Paul, but they didn't wear the makeup. They didn't have the makeup yet. That was right before the reunion. So it's funny, when the lady for VH1 was interviewing me, she said, oh, so you met them, already? I was like, yeah, they weren't in their makeup and everything. And I kept saying, well, when I meet Kiss, I hope to meet them one day. And she's like, you already met them. I said, I don't think I have, because they didn't have their makeup on. Like, I felt like it was a subconscious thing. I kept saying I hadn't met them yet.
Right.
She's like, you're saying that because they didn't have the makeup on. I'm like, you're right. So she said, they called me and said, we want you to meet Gene in his makeup and you in your makeup. So they flew me up there, and I got to go backstage, and I met Paul in the hallway, and he was really funny. He's like, you have the wrong costume on. And I said, Paul, his chest was all out, but he wore them, how he wore in the reunion or the farewell. And I was like, well, that wouldn't work for me, Paul, So then they brought me to meet Gene, and I was standing outside the room, and I was just so nervous. I really almost threw up. And then he came out, and he was just so funny and nice and twirling me around. He's like, you're powerful and attractive,
I love it.
And then that's when I thanked him for bringing such joy to my life and everything.
Nice.
So that was the first time. And then Ace was behind the camera guy laughing. I didn't get to meet him then, but he was back there.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And then I did see Peter in the room where everybody was eating. He came and ate with all the roadies.
Oh yeah.
I was in there eating too, and I was like, oh my God, it's Peter.
It's Peter.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that show is on YouTube. You can find it. It's called VH1 Fan Club. And
Okay.
Dal
okay.
was on it. Dal Torborg was one of the fans. And I had met Dal at the gym before any of this. We became friends because I had a Kiss t-shirt on. He's like, "You like Kiss?" He just came up to me and we just became friends. And then when the Demon Wrestler thing started, he would tell me how he, everything that was going on. It was really, really cool.
Wow,
He's a great
connection.
Wow. I mean, for you, being a Kiss fan has given you so many opportunities.
I know,
It's
right?
amazing. It's amazing.
I know.
Uh,
I've had a blast because of them.
yeah. And hopefully that will continue, even though they reached the end of the road. I'm sure it's going to continue.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Gene's band big time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
gonna. I mean, they're playing deep cuts.
Yeah.
What we all want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly what we all want.
You know. And then Joe and I, we got to play Rock and Roll All Night with Bruce at a guitar clinic.
hmm
That was
Oh,
a blast.
nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
No, that's the thing. I love listening to the show for that reason as well. It's like so many tidbits about you guys come out that you guys did this, you did that. Like, oh, that's so amazing.
Yeah, we did a lot of cool
amazing.
stuff. Yeah.
No, again, listening to Kiss, being a Kiss fan has given you opportunities. Even being on Podcast Rock City has given you opportunities. I mean, has it? I mean, do fans recognize you from being on that show? I know I did.
They more recognize me from the VH1 thing. I'm like this cult figure. I guess. I don't know. And then they knew I was in a tribute band, the first girl. So I do get recognized a little like a cult figure. It's fun.
Yeah. Cult.
Yeah.
I love it.
The Kiss cult.
It is.
It is indeed.
So doing live shows, you must have a lot of interesting interactions with the fans. How is that for you?
It's fun because they'll comment on the side, and then Joe will kind of bring a comment up and we'll talk about it and stuff. So it's pretty cool. And once in a while he'll have a fan on as a guest.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun. Yeah, he keeps it fresh,
Yeah, a lot of cool ideas in that show.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And what's your perception of Kiss fans in general?
Oh, it's like a brotherhood, man.
Yeah,
like I said, it's an instant friendship. Like, I personally didn't go on any Kiss cruises just because I have like a weird phobia about cruises.
Okay.
But I'll go back to the Kiss expos and the concerts. I mean, you instant friendship. Like it's an instant bond. You could sit there and start talking to somebody right off. Oh, you got it. Just like Dal at the gym came up to me. You got a Kiss shirt. You like Kiss? And we just instant friendship.
Boom.
We're friends now. He texts me,
Yeah.
It's just, and like I've met some of my really seriously best friends. I met Rick, who was my best friend. He had passed away, but I met him at a Kiss tribute band. And then I met two other of my best friends at a Kiss expo.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I think at the end of the day, as we always say here in the show, that's what Kiss is about, right? So we have great music and everything, but at the end of the day, it's all about relationships and great people around.
Yeah,
so,
the Kiss Army.
Absolutely, absolutely, no kidding.
For sure.
So Leigh, now this is the part of the show where we're going to discuss some topics that we covered on both of our shows. So just recently, Podcast Rock City did an episode about Paul's interview, Since the End of the Road, that it was recently released.
Oh, yeah.
So what is your opinion of that interview?
I mean, it sounds to me like I don't see him playing out anytime soon. He doesn't seem real ready to do that. He's more into his art and his family right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like he's taking a break compared to Gene, who can't stay out of it.
Yeah.
Gene can't stay away.
Yeah.
Paul seems like he's chilling out and just taking it all in.
Yeah.
That's
Did you perceive that interview as another typical Paul Stanley interview, or was
no? He seemed like he was really being honest and more human almost. He wasn't putting on any kind of airs, He just seemed like he seemed like he was just being human.
Yeah, it's true.
Showing some emotion,
Yeah.
Instead of playing an act.
Absolutely. It was not scripted.
Right.
And any other recent Kiss-related interviews that grabbed your attention more?
Not recently. Have you guys
Not recently.
seen any?
No, there hasn't been
I was
much
starting to
stuff
read
going
one
on.
about Gene today, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
I gotta go back.
Yeah.
People send me stuff often.
Yeah. And Paz, what do you think? Same question. So what do you think about the latest Paul's interview?
You know what? To be honest, whenever I hear about an upcoming Paul or Gene interview, I honestly avoid them because it's the same thing over and over again. They're always trying to sell something, and they have a tight script that they follow and never go outside of that script. I like to hear interviews by anybody else but Gene and Paul, funny enough. But this one grabbed my attention only because it's been 6 months since the band, hit the end of the road. And I wanted to just hear Paul again. I haven't heard from him in 6 months,
Right.
And what I liked about the interview was that it was real. He wasn't trying to sell anything. He was sitting on the couch, relaxed, and just enjoying himself. And people were saying the interview was fluffy. He was being asked fluffy questions. Yeah, it was just a relaxed kind of thing. It's like you and I talking and, catching up, what's new, what's happening for the future. And Paul is in no hurry to be back in the limelight. Like Gene right now, it's like right away. He just has to be. No, he can't. He can't.
Yeah.
But Paul, when he said he didn't pick up a guitar in 6 months, that was something. That was something. It said a lot. And he focused a lot on his painting, which I think that's going to be the future for Paul. He'll focus more on his painting, hopefully more on Soul Station as well. Not so much Kiss. Kiss, I think he's going to be in the background with the merchandising stuff, with pop art and stuff. Pop house.
I think he's chilling out.
Yeah, you know what? He deserves it.
With his family.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, Claudia, what do you think?
Yeah, same here. So I got the same kind of impression that you guys had. For the longest time, that was one of the interviews that actually, attracted me. Just to listen to him, talking about, the family, as Leigh was saying. I was shocked when he said, "I needed a break." And the way he said it, so by looking at his eyes, because we know these guys there's no tomorrow. So we can actually see when they're kind of off script. And I could feel that he was off script on this one. Mm-hmm. And there's something else. I even had the impression that not even Soul Station is in the books for him now.
I didn't feel that either.
Yeah. So there was a question related to that, and he said, "Yeah, that's great, but for the time being, I don't think that he's into music. It's going to be a long time, since we see Paul again, playing something." Yeah.
Yep.
But it was great, good interview. I loved it.
Last I heard, he was working on his new album for Soul Stations. I hope that's still happening.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from actually, but from what he said, it doesn't look like it. But anyways, we'll see.
That's true.
Maybe someday.
Yeah. So Leigh, we also did a recent episode on our show on Kiss Expos where we asked a question, and you touched on this before. Are Kiss Expos necessary if the legacy of Kiss is to continue? What are your thoughts? Do Kiss Expos need to continue if the Kiss legacy is to move forward?
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
I had the best time at Expos. There hasn't been any lately. I miss them so much. It's such a great brotherhood, getting back with everybody and putting the costumes on and all the vendors. And I think, they need to continue for sure. I've gone to these events. There's been a few events like Creatures Fest.
Yeah.
That was a blast. And it just felt like old times. Like, gosh, we need more of these,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, one thing we mentioned on the show is something like Creatures Fest. It's so big. How can you top that? I'd like to see something more. Yeah, something more like back to the basics.
I think Keith is talking about doing some expos.
Oh,
that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
He used to be a vendor. That's how I met him. He was a vendor at expos. So that's what I heard. He was going to try to put on some expos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, let's hope.
And maybe they'll get some of that warehouse stuff Paul's been pulling out of his warehouse.
Yeah.
Leigh, on the I think it was on episode 462, you guys were discussing, Gene Simmons touring, after only 6 months after the end of the road. Okay, this guy he can't stop.
I'm not shocked.
No, no. And do you think that Paul should do the same if he wants to stay in the limelight,
I
like
think Paul
Gene?
should do what he wants and chill out if he wants. He's always going to be a rock. I mean, he's a legend.
Yeah,
If he wants to chill out for a while, he should. You know,
yeah.
he's not. Paul Stanley's name isn't going anywhere.
That's right. He
He's
doesn't need
the
to.
epic rock. You know, the front man, one of the best front men of all time. You know.
Yeah.
So if he wants to not do it anymore, then he'll still be one of the best front men of all time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What's funny about that, Leigh, like you said, Paul is the front man, but he's not as recognized as Gene, because Gene just loves the limelight. Like he loves the attention. I don't think Paul needs that. And I've always felt that Paul was in competition with Gene. Gene wanted to be in movies, Paul wanted to be in movies, and things like that. I think Paul has matured. I don't think Paul cares anymore. Paul is like, let Gene do what he wants, and like you said, I'm going to chill and do what I want, and I don't need the limelight. I don't need all the attention.
Yeah, but back when Gene was doing movies, Paul was the one that kept Kiss going.
Oh yes,
yeah.
That's his baby.
Yeah,
but I think he's just, he's chilling out. That was a long 50 years. And it's hard being Kiss. I did it for, 8 years. It's hard.
Yeah. Imagine 50.
Put the makeup on, you got to wear the boots and try to jump around. I mean, you got to try to play with the wings and hard.
Yeah.
Someone was saying something recently, making fun, because Gene, there was an interview where he said something about Mick Jagger. It's all he does is wear a t-shirt and sneakers, and people took it wrong, saying Kiss is way better than the Rolling Stones, and that's not even what Gene was saying. Gene was saying being Kiss is more difficult wearing all this crap than running around in sneakers. That's what he was saying. It's more of an extravaganza, with the fire and the everything.
Yeah.
Leigh, let me touch a little bit on, because we're discussing, what the Kiss members are doing. What do you think about Ace? What do you think of his momentum and his new album and him touring? Do you like him? What's your opinion?
Yes, I think he's hilarious. I watch all his stupid videos of him shopping. I laugh when all that stuff was happening where Paul said it would be called Piss. Remember that?
Yeah.
The drama just made me laugh. I mean, I shouldn't have, but I was like, this stuff is gold. I love Ace. I love his new album, and it's cool that I know the drummer on some of these songs, Joey. That's really cool. I always go see Ace when he's around playing. He's the spaceman. That's awesome.
Yeah, he is. Actually, we went to see one of the shows with Pask in Vermont, and we actually, honestly, we didn't go with a lot of high expectations.
Yeah,
and it was a blast. It was fantastic. He sounded so great, and let me tell you, so. I know that you're a big fan of the original lineup. The Kiss songs only sound as Kiss when he plays guitar. When he plays the guitar, man, the songs sound completely different.
Yeah, that's my thing. Tommy is a wonderful player. Don't even get me wrong, but it's to me it's too perfect, because Ace wasn't perfect. He was raw and sloppy, and you could hear his rings hitting the string.
Yeah.
That's what I love. That raw sound, But yeah, Ace is a piece of work.
That's what makes him Ace, though.
I know. He just keeps opening his mouth with the stuff, and it's just so funny to me. I can't help it.
So, Leigh, finally, we did an episode on our show called Universal Classics, where we imagined working for Universal and coming up with a box set of greatest hits albums. Now, that episode turned into our wish list of what we would like to see in the future musically, any kind of musical releases to come out. So, being a collector, what is your wish list of Kiss products you would like to see released in the future?
Oh, they need to go in that vault and pull out some old shows, man, immediately. Let's go. We were talking about that on a show. They should have their own channel.
Yes.
Not Netflix, Kiss Flicks, whatever. and just put these concerts on there.
Yeah.
Because apparently, from what I heard, they videoed every single show they've ever done.
Yeah.
So let's have it.
Yeah.
That's my wish. And video, not just the audio. I'm a big visual person. So
Okay.
see the show.
Okay.
I have a lot of bootlegs that I used, at the expos, they used to sell the VHS bootlegs.
Yeah.
I was at the expo where Gene's lawyers came.
Oh, wow.
I was there, Charlotte, and they came and took all the bootlegs and they were taking them out of people's bags. And I ran up to my room with my video. I was like, no, you're not taking mine. I got mine.
Wow.
So which would you like to see more box sets coming out?
I'm not like huge on the box sets, but I haven't really bought any of those lately.
Okay.
But like I said, I'd love to see the old shows, the videos, like
Okay.
when all those Gooch videos.
Yeah.
Were coming out, that was
Sam
fun.
Loomis. Yeah.
I loved watching all that.
Yeah. So there's
Gooch is.
Exactly. So when we're about to kind of wrap up the show, we always talk about the future and we go to what we would like to see. So on our episode on Kiss Expos, we went on a tangent asking the question, what will it take to keep the Kiss legacy going? How do you see yourself keeping the Kiss legacy alive?
I mean, I'm always going to wear my t-shirts. I'll be in the nursing home with this. I got tattoos. It's a Gene signed me and I had it tattooed, stuff like that. Like, I'll always be keeping it alive no matter what. But I don't know about these avatars, what that's going to do. I mean, I'll go see it once. But I thought it would be a better idea to have the Kiss 2.0, the actual, like, get some young people that look like how they used to and have shows, like maybe in Vegas or something.
Right.
I thought that'd be better, but what do I know?
What did you think of Paul's comment in the interview that what we saw in Madison Square Garden for the avatars wasn't really ready yet?
Because they weren't even close to being ready. Like, why did they even do that?
Yeah,
I wonder about that. But anyway, yeah,
that's a whole other show.
Exactly.
I'll go once. I'll go check it out.
Yeah, exactly.
We all will. Come on.
Yeah, for sure.
Pasc, I'd like to ask this question to Leigh. We promise we're not going to go deep on this thing, but what do you think about the Madison shows, especially the last one?
I was there.
Yeah.
So I was at the last one.
Yeah.
I was I was disappointed because, first of all, just the people they had there, like Chris Angel, who cares? Nobody even knew anything about Chris Angel being a Kiss fan. Sebastian Bach was there. You know what I mean? Like, everyone knows Sebastian's a huge fan. They should have had him. I still say they should have had Bruce, and they should have worked something out with Peter and Ace, even for a minute, to come out and bow. There was like no mention of the members. There was no emotion. Joey did a whole post about it, and it went viral. And I agreed with it. It's like it was unemotional almost, and we expected some kind of emotion. Like, this is your last show ever. Let's see it. No tributes to the past members, Eric Carr, nothing. I don't know. I was a little disappointed. It was the same old set list. Yeah. And then the avatars, like, you should have saved the avatars for later.
Yeah.
Like, you're shoving these avatars down our throat when we wanted to, I wanted to cry. I was waiting to cry.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Same here.
At my first reunion show, I literally sobbed. So I was waiting for that, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, this just feels like, I don't know. It was kind of sad.
Yeah, it was sad. Yeah.
And I'm glad I went and said I could say I was there, but.
Well, the New York experience was incredible.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Did you go both nights? Or?
Yeah.
Only the second night.
Yeah.
No, both nights, and Joe D'Angelo's pre-party.
The pre-party was great.
Oh, that was the best.
Oh,
that was the best.
Was that at that little club? What was it?
Yeah,
you
it was
were
in front
there.
of. Yeah, you were there. It was in front
Yeah,
of the.
that's the one I was at.
Yeah, I took a picture with you there. That's why I met you.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it
great.
was so fun.
That was great. Yeah. Yeah.
Just instant friendship with all those people, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We all knew each other.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, Leigh, so we don't want to take much longer of your busy schedule. So thank you so much. It's been great to finally have the chance to talk to you and being here. Spend this hour with us. It was great to know your story and as you said before, instant friendship, and I'm really thankful for that. You're a great, beautiful person. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. You guys are great.
No, we often talk about it on the show. It's amazing the opportunities KISS has afforded us to meet people from literally around the world, and watching Podcast Rock City and seeing you on the show, meeting you in New York, and now here you are. Where else could we do this? It's fantastic.
Never would know each other,
No, exactly. So
KISS brings people together.
It's cliche, but it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. So it was amazing to have you on the show. So much fun. Thank you so much again for agreeing to come on.
Thank you for having me.
So to the KISS Army, we hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, please send them to talktome@kissarmynationpodcast.com. Until the next time, remember, never stop rocking. Take care, everyone.
Peace.
If you enjoyed this episode, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and X. You can watch us on YouTube or listen to us on Podomatic, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. This is about you, so please like and subscribe to support the amazing guests we have on the show. See you soon, KISS Army.